Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I'm gonna show you how to remove the fender on a 2017 Honda Accord. And the first couple things you're gonna wanna do is remove the front bumper and the headlight. And I have videos for both of those, so I'll put a link in the description on how to do that. Start off by coming to the back of the fender, and we're gonna have to remove this mud guard. And there's two Phillips screws that are holding it on in the front. These can be kind of tricky to get to with a regular screwdriver, so I'm just using a Phillips bit on a ratchet. And then underneath the bottom here, the bottom of the mud guard is a clip. So using a clip tool, you're gonna wanna get it between the two pieces and separate them, which releases the clip from the fender. And the mud guard pops right off. Next, there's these clips that are holding the wheel liner to the fender, and we're gonna have to remove all three of these so that we can release the fender from the fender liner here. And how these work is there's two clips on either side that hold it in, and you don't know which side they're on because they're just put in randomly at the factory. So I always start out with a flathead screwdriver, a real small one, and I come in directly straight at the clip and I push on it. And if you don't hear or feel anything give, then most likely the clips are on the top and bottom. So I didn't feel anything, so now I'm coming from the top, and I just felt the top give out. So once that gives out, tuck your finger in behind here, holding this out, which keeps the top of the clip from clipping back in, and then come from the bottom side and hit the other side of it. And it just released. Do the same with this one. Alright, so this one's top and bottom also. And then there's one more up here. And these can be pretty easy to break. Even if you do it right, you can still break them sometimes. But you can get these off Amazon, so they're pretty cheap. I'll put a link in the description where you can get these. All right, so that one's the same thing that came out. If it is on the front and back, then you're gonna wanna come at the front, and then it'll pop out, and then hold it out with your finger, and then come in with a pick tool and come around the behind the clip and pull, and that'll release the backside clip from the fender. And next, come back around to the front part of the fender in the wheel opening portion here. There's another clip. It's exact same style as the one that was underneath the mud guard. So just take your clip tool and separate the two pieces, and it pops right out. Next, open up the door that's adjacent to the fender you're taking off, and in between here, you can see this little tab. This is called a wheel closeout or a fender closeout. It closes out the back side of the fender, and it's attached to the fender by these little hooks. So you basically can just push up on them with your finger, and with your other hand, just kind of push on it, and it just releases it from there. And same with the one down here. Typically when you push on it, they'll both come out, but there's one right there and there's one on the top also. But yeah, push both those out. And next, come around to the back side of the fender. This is the bottom part, and this is the rocker panel right here. There's a bolt under here we're gonna have to take off. And typically, it's covered in some rubberized undercoating. So you're just gonna take a scraper or a flathead and just gotta get some of that off so we can get our 10mm socket around it. This one doesn't have too much on it. Just kind of scrape around the edges. And after you put the fender back on, if you want, you can take some rubberized undercoating in the rattle can, and just spray it back on here to seal it up if you want. So that should be good. Let's see if we can get our socket on there. Sometimes it helps if you just wiggle the socket back and forth to get it seated. And the bolts out, and then from here you can just kind of pull out on the bottom of the fender, and usually it'll be a little bit stuck because of this undercoating underneath here. Just pull out a little bit and it'll release the bottom. And then come around to the portion of the fender that was covered up by the bumper right here, and there's another 10mm bolt right there. And another one here up top. And then next, there's another clip right here, just like the other ones that we were taking off. And then there's another 10mm bolt underneath this cover right here. Next, open up your door, and in between the door and the fender is another 10mm bolt. And then just pick up on the fender and it comes right off. That's it, guys. Fender's off. Thanks for watching.